The trade-off has been presented here by the Prime Minister as one, that Ukraine's security is our security, and two, that the energy price rises that people are experiencing, the difficulties that they are going to have this winter, is part of the war effort against the Russians. Do you think that is your view that that is true, that that is a fair trade-off?
No, I fully share her take. But let me start with the security challenges, because Russia and personally Putin, they pose the biggest threat for the global order and for the security of the British people. Let me remind you an assassination attempts on the British soil that were committed by the Russian assets and Russian FSB agents. No doubt that Russia wants to undermine the NATO, and actually that Russia wants to undermine the security and stability in the United Kingdom. The other fact, which is related to the energy issue, it's a broader one, because one of the tools of Russia in this war is definitely an energy resources. But let me present you a bigger picture. It's not just about the energy. This is about the financial and economic stability of the entire Europe and of the United Kingdom. My guess is that the Prime Minister, she is a student, she is an expert in global affairs. She's right indicating the key challenges that Britain is facing right now.
What proportion of the money that has gone into the Ukraine, either from the UK or the US, to your knowledge, is a loan?
Here is the thing. Look, Ukraine is in a very dire financial plight due to the fact that Russia temporarily occupied a huge territory of Ukraine, and we expect that the GDP decline would be up to 50% this year. So it means that Ukraine is capable to repay its debt only in the long run. But in the short run, there is no other option for the Ukrainian financial sector rather than to get grants. Either from the United States or from the United Kingdom. As of now, an average share of grants is around 30%.
So the money is not just military hardware, which is understandable, but actually a lot of this financing is to prop up the Ukrainian economy, which has been torn apart by that Russian invasion, and will rely upon at some stage in the future Ukraine actually paying that money back.
Well, I hope so. And we need to win the war both on military front and economic front. If Ukraine's economy is to be in a nose-diving situation, so this will severely affect an entire ability of Ukrainian people to fight. So at the current juncture, we need both military support of heavy weaponry, of ammunition, and financial support. But the time will come, I hope, we will repay everything back.
Just finally then, we've seen the extraordinary military advances that the Ukrainian forces have made in pushing Russia back. But I wonder whether economically Ukraine is rather closer to collapse than militarily.
Well, we are far from collapse. Look, here is the thing. In terms of military, this is a very, I would say, emotional time for the Ukrainian people, and not only for the Ukraine, for everyone who is fighting for Ukraine, because we reclaimed and regained our territory. So Russia is far closer to collapse rather than Ukraine. The same goes with the economy. But without your support, we will be on the brink of the disaster. And my final, if I may point, I want to express you my deepest condolences with the loss of Her Majesty. And yesterday, an entire nation, Ukrainian nation, witnessed the state funeral of Her Majesty. So the world lost a stateswoman of decency, of responsibility, of hard toil, of humility. So my deepest condolences.
That's very kind of you. I noted, actually, with great interest, that the bell that rang at Windsor Castle yesterday was the Sebastopol bell. And there was a lament sung at one of the services at Windsor Castle that was a lament born out of Kiev. So the links were very clear.
Absolutely. And we highly appreciate our strong bonds and our strong links with the British people.
The former Prime Minister of Ukraine, Yaценюk,